Hello, howlers. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on where you are at. We are live. I'm Allergus,
I'm hazy.
and this is Howling
Howling
at
at night.
Night.
At night. At night. We'll get
At
it again.
night,
We'll
at
get it.
night, at night.
At night. Oh, no.
Well, we, it's been a while since we, at least for our listeners, and kind of for us as well, going on this topic. The Illrigger, which we covered the class, the base of the class, right, in its
Yeah.
entirety. However, we did not look at a core aspect of the class, which was the subclasses.
Real quick, did we ever pin that in our chat so that I could just like go look at it?
I don't know. I could send you the link.
Yeah. I would appreciate it so I can actually like read it myself as well.
Which I also have it up on my screen. Copy. You should have. Paste.
Site. Loading.
But it might. I don't know if it's because I have the book. Like I bought it. I don't know if
Yeah,
you.
maybe. It might be different because of that. I do believe we discovered that they're like slightly different. Okay, let's see.
Does it say that you need to buy it, or does it say?
I mean, I have it, but I'm pretty sure when we were reading it, like there were some things that I didn't have that you did.
Ah, okay. Also, I snacked some
Oh yeah.
crackers, so I have munchies.
What the fuck?
Because your boy is starving.
Oh, there it was. Contract. Destination.
But yeah, there is 5 subclasses of the Illrigger or
Yep.
Illrigger Revised. We have the Architect of Ruin. We have Hellspeaker, Painkiller, Sanguine Knight, and Shadowmaster. I'll read the diabolic contracts that kind of goes into it, and then if you want, we can bounce off.
Each other.
Um,
We can start. We can go back and forth talking about the different. How about this? Here's what we'll do. We'll each cover two of the subclasses,
mhm.
and then we'll go back and forth with the fifth.
Okay.
Which two do you want?
That
I
is a
think
great question.
I think I know which two I want.
Which two are you wanting to talk about?
I would like the Hell Speaker and then the Painkiller.
Okay, what we can do is I do Architect of Ruin.
Yeah.
You do Hellspeaker. Then I do Sanguine Knight. Then
And then
we
I'll
go
do
back up.
Painkiller.
We go back up to Painkiller, and then when we do Shadowmaster.
And then we can do Shadowmaster together. I'm
Yeah.
down. That works for me.
See, y'all get to see us plan on stream
Yeah. It's
and
fucking
in
go.
podcasts. All right. Diabolic contracts. Those who walk the path of hell may gain the powers of an Illrigger purely through their own devotion. No oath is necessary, no mentor. A fledgling Illrigger might not even be aware the order of desolation exists, but true acceptance as a desolate means swearing an oath to a specific ruler of hell. This usually requires a senior member of the order to perform an elaborate ritual, but a dedicated Illrigger might attract the attention of an archdevil by doing deeds of great treachery on their own. At some point on an Illrigger's journey, be it through ritual or deed, they find themselves face to face with one of the rulers of the 7 cities. Excuse me. When they do, a contract must be signed in blood, usually the knight's own. This binds the itinerant knight to the
Itinerant.
order to the order of desolation and adds their name to the lists of hell. Though this experience can be intimidated, the rulers of hell are usually easy masters to ask little from that ask little from their chosen. The busy rulers of the 7 cities may pay little heed to the daily lives of their ill-riggers. Even breaches
Richard.
of precepts are overlooked as long as the knight sows discord and opposes the celestial host. They successfully advance hell's agenda.
So basically, what this is, so funnily enough, it's basically a more lenient version of a paladin's oath.
Yes. Where
So,
so like to give an
so basically,
example for
basically what it,
those.
basically what it's saying is the precepts are basically like the tenets of a paladin's oath,
Yes.
but whereas the tenets are like these are rules you need to follow,
Mhm.
the precepts are like guidelines. It's like these are
Yes.
things we would like you to do, but you don't have to.
Now, don't get it twisted. Hell has lawyers. I'm pretty sure all lawyers come from hell, but that's besides the point. Um, Lovely jokes. Um, but basically,
But real quick,
for
Chris,
those of you that are
hold on,
unfamiliar with D&D
Chris,
terminology, what's up?
Lord, I think AJ's got some explaining to do. How the
About
fuck
what?
is how is a Jew from hell?
Well, someone had to do the taxes.
Fair enough.
I'm just being honest. Like, you don't want tax evasion. Um,
Yeah, they'll send the ghostwriter after your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Your soul. Anyway, but yeah, for those of you that are unfamiliar with D&D classes terminology or otherwise, basically the paladin, if you will, has a tenet that they have to abide by on the daily without
Tenets.
question. Tenants, right?
Yeah.
Plural. My bad. And if they
Basically,
don't
it's
follow it, basically the deity or whoever is granting them their powers
well,
could basically
that's
be
the
like,
funny.
no.
Well, hold on. We're going to take a step back because that actually isn't even true in any way, shape, or form.
Oh.
Paladins gain entirely all of their power comes from the oath itself. It doesn't matter if that oath is made to an entity, like if it's, for instance, oath of the crown, it's made to a king
It's
or
yes,
whatever.
it's
Doesn't
not
matter.
necessarily
And
made to an entity.
it doesn't even have to be
But
made. Yeah, as
what I
long as
mean
the oath
is if
itself.
you break the contract, like if you break the oath, it's done.
You're one of two things will happen. You're either, and this is entirely dependent on the DM you're running with. You're either
Yes.
just going to lose access to some of the abilities you have, or you're going to become an oath breaker,
Mm-hmm.
which is a subclass of paladin. Which, and I think that's a very interesting because that is a very unique difference between it and the Illriggers tenet. Because I
Where
feel like if you do, because one of the big differences
Mhm.
is one, its precepts are more lenient. You don't have to directly follow them as closely. And two, it isn't the oath itself that's giving you the power. It is the contract with a entity. One of the 7 rulers of hell, or
Yes.
5 rulers, I guess.
But the key difference is it doesn't matter if you break the tenets as long as you are successfully advancing Hell's agenda.
Yeah, as long as you are doing what you can to oppose the Celestials and doing your best to sow discord, you're good, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we move on to the
Sorry, I'm
Architect of
eating.
Ruin,
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm eating crackers. I'm so hungry.
starting with the Precepts of Ruin?
Mm-mm.
What are you eating?
Crackers,
And why is it not my ass?
because you're not here and you can't afford me.
What do you mean afford you?
I'm hungry. Anyway,
Contact me again on Monday.
I bet because I don't get paid till like Thursday.
I get
Um,
paid every day.
Lucky son of a bitch. Anyway, uh,
3 day.
so before Precepts of Ruin, there is a snippet on the Architect of Ruin. Architects of Ruin are cool and calculating arcane knights who serve as Modius, deploying spells, steel, and
Subterfuge.
subterfuge to, to win at any cost.
Those
Asmodeus
crackers are taking
rules.
a toll on you.
Yes, Krakus.
Crack.
Asmodeus rules
What's up,
Acheron.
Mandela?
No. The City of
What do you mean,
Fear.
no?
His Illriggers scour the timescape, collecting secrets and spells designed to deceive and terrify his opponents. Excuse me. The war he fights against the other archdevils is one of deception and information. His Architects of Ruin work to make Hell's enemies seem outnumbered and outmaneuvered. These Illriggers are skillful spellblades on the battlefield, though some employ tactics such as research, infiltration, and propaganda to play mind games with their quarry. When an Architect of Ruin finally confronts an enemy, the advantage is theirs. They have studied, prepared, and gripped fate within their gauntlet, forcing it to favor them. They hungrily seek the dark arts to arm both themselves and Asmodeus with the impossible.
This feels like hell flavored
Eldritch
Blade
Knight?
Singer. No, it's Blade Singer.
Yeah, I could see that.
This is very like the just like the at least the flavor. I don't know if
But
the abilities
considering
kind of
it's
lean it
more
towards that.
martial than magic as a whole for the class,
Eldritch
I
Knights is probably closer
yeah.
in regards to that, but also
Precepts of Ruin. Architects of Ruin swear an oath to Asmodeus when they join the Order of Desolation. These precepts commit them to destroy Asmodeus' enemies by commanding great magic, causing fear, and sowing distrust. The battlefield of the mind. By the time my armies meet yours, you'll be filled with terror and doubt, your own strength. I won't have to lift a finger to defeat you. The proper secret. Once I know your secrets, I know your weakness. Knowledge is power. A lore is as powerful as steel. I learn every detail about my enemy and anticipate their every move, checkmaking them before the game even begins. Magic is mine to command. Cunning is also powerful as steel. I wield the dark arcane arts to manipulate your senses, weaken your resolve, and strengthen my blade. My blade. Your soldiers will quake for fear of what dark magics may next cloak my blade. All
interesting.
right. So now we are. So that
Some
is the
fun,
tenets. So
yeah, some fun
basically,
little.
it's a.
These are good guidelines to run your
Yeah.
character by if you want to know how to like role play your character.
Yes.
You don't inherit. Now, I think one of the upsides to these precepts is because of the fact that that lore wise they're actually more lenient with
They're more
you
like
breaking them.
guidelines, yeah.
You don't inherently have to fall. Honestly, you could honestly realistically with your DM's acknowledgement of it, you could probably just completely avoid these precepts altogether. You know?
Or follow them, and either way, like it definitely brings out.
It brings
An
out some flavor that
interesting.
it gives you some very interesting leeway for flavor, and I like it.
Not only flavor, but room for story building. Because again,
Exactly.
D&D and TTRPGs as a whole, right? They're not just. It's not just the DM telling a story; it's the players, right? So
Yeah.
when you choose a class like Illrigger, and specifically looking at Architect of Ruin, right? And if you follow the tenets to a T, that's you telling a story. If you don't follow the tenets to a T, that's you telling a different story, right?
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, it gives you wiggle room on how you want to build your character, how you want to flavor your character, as well as how your character operates not only physically, but mentally and otherwise in their day-to-day, session to session, right?
Yeah.
So now we are on the abilities. Asmodeus's Blessing, third level Architect of Ruin feature. When Asmodeus accepts you as an Architect of Ruin, he grants you access to his infernal knowledge. You gain proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice, that being Arcana, History, Nature, or Religion. In addition, you can also read and write the languages granted by your forked tongue instead of only speaking them. That is huge. So basically,
Yeah.
For those of you that did not see or listen to the ILLRIGGER
The
episode,
first Illriggers. Yeah.
which
Illriggers
I
gain access to
recommend to
certain.
listen to it. Go listen to it. Right.
Yeah. Illriggers basically gain access to certain languages.
Yes.
For instance, let's see if I can find it real quick.
Basically, what
Proficiencies.
forked tongue does is you can speak a language, but you can't read or write it. In addition to your
Yeah, here.
languages,
I will reread it
which
just
makes
for
it
context.
easier to
I'll reread it
make
to you
contracts with people.
for context, real quick. Forked tongue, first level Illrigger feature. You can
Mhm.
instinctively speak, read, and write Infernal. In addition,
Yes.
you can speak two other languages of your choice, but you can't read or write them. When you
Yes.
finish a long rest, you can draw on your Archdevil's Knowledge to replace one of those two languages. When you do, choose another language whose name you know. You magically forget the previous language and gain a new one instead. Once you replace a language in this way, you must finish a long rest before you do so again. Starting
Yes.
at 9th level, this feature grants you another language for a total of 3. Furthermore, you gain advantage on wisdom/insight checks made to ascertain intentions of or sincerity of creatures.
Yes.
Yes. Indeed.
So this is kind of nice. It's not only flavor, right? Which
Yeah.
it is definitely flavorful, right? Depending on what languages you choose. But remember, this is a class that loves subterfuge, meaning you're spying, you're maybe going in environments that you don't know, and Illrigger loves making contracts in general because you're doing the works for hell, right? And so now, instead of, oh, I could speak this language of a city that I am foreign to and I don't know anything, including the language inherently, now I can read and write it as well, which adds so much more. Spellcasting, third level Architect of Ruin feature. As an Architect of Ruin, you access a well of profane magic to cast spells. See spellcasting in the core rules of the general rules of spellcasting. So you get to cast spells. Now, looking at the table for casting, right? Illrigger level. So cantrips known. We'll go through that and then through the levels of spells and what you get. So from 3rd to 9th level, you get 2 cantrips. 10th through 20th, you get a total of 3, so you get 1 more after 9th level.
Yeah.
Which
you
isn't
have 3
bad.
cantrips, which is fine. 3 cantrips
That's
is
not
enough.
bad.
Depends on what cantrips you gain access
Yeah.
to, but that should be fine.
Spells known. At 3rd level, you get 3 known spells, and you have 2 first level spell slots. At 4th level through 6th level, you have 4 spells known and 3 first level spell slots. At 7th level, you get 5 spells known. You have 4 first level spell slots and 2 second level spell slots. At 8th through 9th, so 8th and 9th levels, you're going to get 6 spells known, and you're going to have 4 first level and
2 seconds.
2 second. So you'll keep the amount of spell slots you have, but you'll get another spell that is known to you.
It does seem like level 7 is like the big buff.
Yeah.
It's like a nice big buff for your character for sure.
Level 10, you're gonna get 7 spells known with 4 first level and 3 second level. Jesus. At 11th level as well as 12th level, you're gonna have 8 spells known. You're gonna have 4 first level and 3 second level. At 13th level, you're going to have 9 spells that you know. You're going to have 4 first level spell slots, 3 second level spell slots, and then you get third level spell slots of 2.
The way you said that was just goofy.
That's okay.
You get third level spell slots of 2.
You get 2 third level spell slots. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too. Maybe
So
later.
14th and 15th level, you're gonna have 10 spells that you know, and it's going to be. Did I say that right? Yeah, 14th and 15th level.
Yeah. You get 10. Yeah.
And then 4, 3, and 2. So
Yeah.
4 first level, 3 second level, 2 third level. Okay. 16th through
18.
18th, you're going to have 11 spells known, 4 first level, 3 second level, and on that 15th level, you're only going to have 2 third level spell slots, but that 16th and 17th, you're going to have 3.
That's the same with 18th and with the 18th.
Oh, yeah, and 18th. My bad.
Yeah.
19th and 20, you're going to
hold
have
on.
the same amount of
No.
spell slots.
No. 19th and 20, you gain 12 spell slot. You have 12 spells known. You have 4 first, 3 third, 3
Yes.
second, and 1 fourth.
But what I'm saying is you're
20.
going to have the same amount of spell slots, but you're going to have one more spell on 20th level than you are on 19th.
No, okay, yeah.
19th level, you're going to have 12 spells known. 20th level, you're going to have 13. So you're
Yeah.
kind of like a quarter, technically almost like a half caster.
This would be a half cast. This would count as a half caster.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, by the rules of like how D&D has it set up, this would count as a quarter caster. Because a
Okay.
half caster would be stuff like Paladin, Ranger, even to some degree. What else? Bard. No, Bard's a caster. I believe it's Paladin and like
Yeah.
2 other classes, maybe. I don't remember. Certain classes count as half casters, which inherently means, okay, cool. It's a class that just inherently gets spell casting. Then there's quarter casters, which is a class that doesn't have spell casting inherently in any way, shape, or form, but a subclass grants it casting.
Gotcha. Cantrips. You know 2 cantrips of your choice from the Architect of Ruin spell list presented on the end of the subclass. You learn an additional cantrip from this list at 10th level. Spell slots. Architect of Ruin spellcasting table shows how many spell slots you have to cast your ILLRIGGER spells at first level and higher. To cast one of these spells, you must expend a slot of the spell's level or higher. You regain all expended spell slots when you finish a long rest. For example, if you know the first level Hellish spell, Hellish Rebuke, and have a first level and a second level spell slot available, you can cast Hellish Rebuke using either slot. So general spell slot information. Spells known at first level or higher. At third level, you know 3 first level spells of your choice from the Architect of Ruin spell list, presented at the end of the subclass. The spells known column of the Architect of Ruin spellcasting table shows when you learn more ILLRIGGER spells of first level or higher. Each of these spells must be of a level at which you have spell slots. When you reach 7th level, for example, you learn 1 new spell of first or second level. When you gain a level in this class, you can replace one of the ILLRIGGER spells you know with another spell of your choice from the ILLRIGGER spell list. The new spell must be of a level at which you have spell slots. Spellcasting ability. Charisma is your spellcasting ability for your spells, so you use your charisma whenever a spell refers to your spellcasting ability. In addition, when you use your charisma modifier, when setting the saving throw DC.
You use your charisma modifier when setting the saving throw DC for a spell you cast or when making an attack roll with one.
Yes. So spell save DC would be 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. Spell attack modifier would be your proficiency bonus plus charisma modifier. Spellcasting focus, you have an unholy symbol, such as an amulet symbolizing your archdevil, a fragment of a blasphemous relic, or a glass orb holding a consecrated drop of archdevil blood. You can use the
Concentrated.
unholy. Yes,
Is it consecrated or concentrated?
consecrated.
Okay. Okay.
Consecrated, yeah. You can use the unholy symbol as a spellcasting focus for your Illrigger spells. You must have a free hand to use the unholy symbol, but it can be the same hand used to perform somatic components.
So basically, your hand motion.
Yes. Invoke
Interesting.
Hell, third level Architect of Ruin feature. So you get, I mean, it makes sense because you have your it's a spell casting subclass, so you get a lot.
No, hold on. This is, funnily enough, this is not really a spellcasting thing. Invoke Hell, this is the paladin or cleric's channel divinity ability.
Let's
That is what.
let's read it.
Yeah.
You gain the following 2 Invoke Hell options. Unnerving spell. When you deal damage to a creature with an
Innervating.
innervating. Okay, innervating spell. When you deal damage to a creature with an Illrigger spell of first level or higher, you can expend a seal, no action required, to imbue this spell with weakening magic. The target has vulnerability to that spell's damage if they normally have resistance or immunity to the spell's damage. That resistance or immunity is suppressed for this spell, and the target has vulnerability to the damage instead. Spellblade. You can use an action to both make a melee weapon attack and cast an Illrigger spell that has a casting time of 1 action.
I'll be so fucking honest. Both of these are really powerful.
Yes.
One, to be able to give a spell you have, the ability to give a creature vulnerability to one of your spells damage is disgusting. Especially because I'm gonna reread this real quick, and I want you to think about why this is broken. When you deal damage to a creature with an Illrigger spell of first level or higher, you can expend a seal and imbue the spell with weakening magic. The target has vulnerability to that spell's damage. If then they normally have resistance or immunity due to that spell's damage, that resistance or immunity is suppressed for the spell, and the target has vulnerability to the damage instead.
Yes.
What do you think makes that so broken? There's no time limit to that.
But it's only for that spell.
Yeah, but it's not saying that you have to redo it every time you cast that spell. So every time you cast that spell now, going forward, that creature has. Go ahead. Every time.
Normally.
Yeah.
No, it's for this spell. So it's for the spell that you're casting.
The reason I say this is because there are effects in D&D that state that.
And even as a DM, I would rule it this way in regards to you cast a spell, you use enervating spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they have vulnerability for this specific moment in time for this spell, right? They get the double damage if there was invulnerability or immunity or whatever that's suppressed temporarily. Then, in order to, let's say they want to cast a spell again later, they're going to have to do enervating spell again to do it. I wouldn't.
Well,
I wouldn't have that happen.
Well, here's the
and
issue.
then they can just keep on casting fireball.
Well, here's the issue. You only get to do it once. That's the whole basis behind Invoke Hells or Channel Divinity. You only get to use it once per long rest. I honestly think so if we do it my way, it's too powerful. If we do it your way, it's too weak. I think the only way to make this viable is they can do the invading spell once per combat. However, every time they cast that specific spell,
we're not looking at.
Well, hold on.
What?
Let me. I know. Just let me finish, because I want to get this out. Every time they cast that spell, they can sacrifice another seal. You see what I mean? But it only works for that combat that you cast it in.
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't say you only have it on a long rest. So you're wrong. I'm
Okay,
going to
I
be
want you
honest.
real quick.
It does
I
not
want,
say you. So it says you get
okay, I'm gonna go back.
the following 2 invoke hell options, right?
I want you to
Then,
go up to the very top. Your diabolic allows you to channel infernal energy to empower magical effects. Your chosen diabolic grants you 2 invoke hells, described how each use. When you use your invoke hell, you choose which option to use. You must then finish a short or long rest to use your invoke hell again.
okay,
Scroll up to the
so
top,
it's
my guy.
still on a short rest then.
The issue here, I'm going to be honest, that then depends on the setting. Because like there
True.
are certain settings where you're basically never gonna get fucking rests.
But also, regardless, I mean, it is short rest, so you're fine.
No, not necessarily. But it is
But
stronger than Channel Divinity. I'll give it
either
that.
way, you have an option. I will say it sucks that the Spellblade is on one-time thing, if that's the case, instead
Yeah.
of like uh
I kind of wish the Spellblade feature
Spellblade
was like I kind of wish the Spellblade thing was like proficiency based. Like you could do it equal to your
instead of like
proficiency.
Spellslinger where you can just inherently do it once you have it.
Yeah.
But
I
I guess it kind of makes sense on
I think
theme because you're getting the
yeah.
power from a
Honestly,
hellish being.
the closer you look at this, the weirder it becomes,
Yeah.
and the clearer it becomes that this is definitely a class that's still under construct. Like it still has some work.
Um, Hellish versatility. At 7th level, Architect of Ruin feature. Once on each of your turns, you can cast one of your Illrigger cantrips in place of one of your attacks granted by your extra attack feature.
Okay, so this is just literally an Eldritch Knight feature.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is literally just something the Eldritch Knight does, which is cast a cantrip. Which I mean, I'm curious. I'm assuming that this class has access to Booming Blade, or
I'd be
or
surprised if it
gold
didn't.
or Green Flame Blade.
Yeah, I'd be
If
surprised if it didn't.
yeah, I'm going to assume it has access to those because those are going to be
Yeah.
the
That's
big
going to be
options
your
for
bread
this.
and butter for sure.
Yeah,
Asmodeus Interdiction. 7th level Architect of Ruin
ooh, it's
feature.
gonna be cool.
You learn the following additional interdict boons at the noted Illrigger levels.
I will state real quick before we continue.
Okay.
For context, when we were reading the interdictions to begin with, we
Yes.
chose those ones. These ones are
You
just
get.
inherently added to us once we're
Yes.
at that level, which I fucking love.
So let's see what we get. What is our goodie bag for serving as Modius? Once you learn an interdict boon granted by this feature, you always know it, and it doesn't count against the number of interdict boons you know. Well, of course, because we get it
Yep.
regardless.
Yep.
Axiomatic Seals, 7th level passive. Asmodeus' secrets allow you to infuse your seals with manifest power. When you burn one or more seals to deal damage to a creature, you can activate this boon, no action required, to add your charisma modifier minimum of 1 to each seal's damage roll.
Honestly,
That's not bad.
if at any point you are just burning seals, which if I'm being honest, I don't know if you're specifically ever going to do that in this class, but you might, or you might never. I don't know if you're going to do that
We'd have
specifically
to we'd
in
have to see it
subclass.
in play to
Yeah,
really
it does
see.
seem my only issue with it is it does seem like a lot of these are built more around burning your seals for added effects
Yes.
versus burning them for damage.
Um Spellbreaker,
That sounds
13th
amazing.
level. When an interdicted creature you can see within 60 feet of you casts a spell, you can use your reaction to burn one or more of the seals on them. When you do, burning the seal deals no damage. However, instead, you cast Counterspell on them without expending a spell slot. The spell's level increases by 1 for every additional seal you burn after the first. Okay.
This is very interesting, especially because of the way this works. This is really funny, especially because you could be going up against like a lich, right?
Mhm.
And just go, cool. I have like 10 seals on you. I'm gonna burn 9 of them and cast a 9th level counterspell on this insta kill spell you just cast.
Mhm.
I like Spellbreaker a lot, especially because it's one of those things that you want because of how high level it is. It's a setup effect, which I like.
Yeah. And it's at a sweet spot, like 13th level, you're not a low level adventurer anymore. You're mid level.
I
You're not
do.
necessarily like
I'm gonna be
a
honest.
level 20, but
I'm gonna be honest. That's the only thing that I kind of would have changed about myself is because it's at 13th level. I would have made it so it was increases by 2 levels for every seal you burn. Because at 13th level, you're gonna have because if I remember correctly, it's like you're only really gonna get to set a seal every turn. So you're gonna have to get through 9 turns of your thing to get to a 9th level counterspell. Right? And that feels like a lot of turns wasted doing that. Then again,
depends on the
I could
situation though.
then again, what I'm saying is then again, I could be very wrong.
Yeah.
I think this is something that we need to see in
Yeah.
play. Finally,
Hellmage, 18th level passive. When you or an ally within 30 feet of you succeed on a saving throw against a spell or other magical effect imposed by an enemy, you can immediately place one or more seals on that enemy up to a number equal to your proficiency bonus.
see, I'm gonna be very honest. This in combination with Spellbreaker is
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
broken.
Oh, yeah.
This is really powerful.
Let's say you go against, for example, we were talking about Curse of Strahd off screen. Strahd's a spellcaster.
Yeah,
Okay, your
essentially. Yeah.
level, let's say you're high level, you're level 18, right? Boom. He casts a spell or there's an effect. You add a bunch of seals on him. Then he wants to cast a spell. You counter it, or attempt to counter it rather, via burning a bunch of seals. Then there's a high chance that the spell doesn't go through.
Yeah.
And that's just from you. That's not including the fact that you may have a spellcaster in the party like a mage. Or in this case, a wizard. Yeah. Submit 11th level Architect of Ruin feature. When you cast an Illrigger spell, you know. You can burn 2 seals on an interdicted creature, no action required, to impose disadvantage on their saving throw against the spell. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This subclass feels like it wants to be built into a party with an existing full caster of some kind, whether or not that's a warlock, a
I
wizard,
agree.
an artifact. It doesn't matter. Yeah, this subclass is heavily designed on you're going to take advantage. You're going to take massive advantage of
Well,
another
it's
spellcaster
also
being.
that's the thing. This is a class built around subterfuge, right? So yes,
Yeah,
you're a spellcaster. Yes, you can cast spells, but you're not like, oh, I'm the wizard, I'm the star of the show.
no,
You're more, I'm on the background and I'm gathering information and planning ahead to screw
yeah.
over my enemy.
And even then, you're also still like, I'm also sitting in the background going, I'm going to set this up. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to set up this because I believe you're going to do this, this, and this to trigger
Yes.
this, and this. Like this is fair.
Vile.
This is a strategist subclass
Oh
if I've
yeah.
ever seen.
Oh yeah. I'm actually kind of want to play this. I'm not gonna lie.
I will leave that to you, buddy, because I'll be honest, I have no interest in this subclass.
Vile transmogrification. 15th level Architect of Ruin feature. You uncover 2 new ways to employ Asmodeus's magic. Regaining seals. As a bonus action on your turn, you can expend 1 level slot. One spell.
One
Yeah,
spell slot
expend.
to regain a number of sales equal to
Yes.
that slot's level. Okay, so If you expend
Okay.
a first level spell slot, you get 1 seal. If you expend
Yes.
a second level, you get 2.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. You're never going to do this for any spell slot above, I want to say, a 5th. Actually, no, you don't even
Well,
get
your
that. You only have
highest
4.
is
Yeah,
4th.
you're only okay. Then yeah,
So
you're fine. I don't think you're going to spend it on I don't think you're ever going to spend any of your 4th level spell slots on this. Or
no,
sorry, I think you're only ever going to spend your 2nd or 3rd level spell slots to do this,
probably.
and that's when
Yeah.
you're at your highest level.
But it
Because
would
your 4th
also
level,
depend on the situation.
yeah. I like the second part though.
Regaining spell slots. As a bonus action on your turn, you can expend any number of seals to regain a spell slot of a level equal to 1/3 of that number. For example, you can expend 6 seals to regain a second level spell slot.
Yeah.
Once you use one of these benefits, you can't use that benefit again until you finish a long rest.
So basically, you have to spend 3 seals to get 1 level spell slot.
Yes.
6 for 2. Fuck, I'm bad at math. It's whatever. No, it's cool. It's definitely a useful effect. Like any ability that it gives you that grants you the ability to regain spell slots is just very useful.
Yes. A versatile spellcaster. During the class's development, we wanted to merge the visions of our development team, playtesters, and the MCDM audience on what the Architect of Ruin should be. As a result, we revisited this subclass many, many times. At what point in testing the subclass had the Pact Magic feature, this felt fun and thematic to some, but limiting and frustrating to others. We tried out several versions of the spellcasting feature, a less than third caster, a third caster, and even a half caster. Many players wanted a sneaky illusionist with out of combat utility, while others wanted a gish of spells to empower combat. We learned that half casting made the subclass too complex, while pack magic was too limiting. After
Fair enough.
much iteration, trial, error, and oh so many playtests, we settled on a final Architect of Ruin design. This third caster ILLRIGGER provides enough spells to create options without being overwhelming, and it gives the subclass exactly what we wanted: flexibility. No subclass is a perfect fit for every character, but that's why we offer so many of them. Manipulators and charmers can turn to the Hellspeaker, assassins can turn to the Shadowmaster, and so forth. Meanwhile, the Architect of Ruin is intended to make way for multiple playstyles and support those who want a lot of options. Players who want a Gish can turn to spells such as Shield, Blur, Mirror Image, and Haste, while players who want more out of combat tools can choose spells such as Disguise Self, Silent Image, Invisibility, and Enchantment spells. Interesting.
I like that little tidbit they put in there for us. That's
I
a
do as
nice
well.
little.
And it also shows okay, they really put thought. I mean, obviously they put thought into it, but it
Yeah.
also adds to that hey, we had a lot of play tests. This is what we tried, and this is why it's this. Architect of Rune's spell list. The following
we're
is a
getting
list
there.
of spells you
Okay.
can salt when you learn the Architect of Ruin spell. The list is organized by spell level, not character level. Most of these spells are from the core game. If the spell's name is followed by an asterisk, the spell is instead from the new spells section presented at the end of the class. So cantrips, we're just going to quickly go through them so that way we can go forward. Cantrips,
Yeah.
Chill Touch, Dancing Lights, Firebolt, Hellfire, which is a new spell, Message, Minor Illusion, Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, Thaumaturgy. We got Vengeful Blade, which is a new spell.
That sounds interesting. Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Here, I'm gonna read the new spells for you real quick because I kind of want a little something to do in this segment.
Yeah.
Hellfire. You create it's a cantrip, 1 action to cast time, 120 feet range, verbal and somatic component, instantaneous, evocation, charisma save, and it has fire damage. You create an eruption of smoldering hellfire around a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or take 1d fire plus 1d4 necrotic damage. Both of the spell's damage is increased by 1d4 when you reach 5th level to do 2d4 each, and then 11th level to 3d4 each, and then 17th level 4d4 each. Holy shit, this cantrip is insane. Not only does it inherently do 2d4 damage on a save for a save, it becomes 4d4 at 5th level, 6d4 at 11th, and 8d4 at 17th.
Yes.
That's
and it's two different damage types.
So like you're always guaranteed. I don't think there's any creature in existence that has a resistance or vulnerability to both of these. So you're always going to get some damage through. And hell, there's because it's fire damage, there's a high likelihood you're going to run into a creature who has vulnerability to fire because it's one of the more common vulnerabilities. I like this one. That's insane. I'm also pretty sure that is the highest amount of damage a cantrip has ever done.
Yeah. Well, we have one more.
Next is Vengeful Blade. Cantrip, 1 action, self, somatic and material, instantaneous, evocation, melee, necrotic damage. You brandish your weapon used in the spell's casting and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon's attack's normal effects, then radiates a dark aura of energy until the start of your next turn. If the target makes an attack or casts a spell before then, the target takes 1d8 necrotic damage and the spell ends. The spell's damage increases when you reach certain levels. At 5th level, the melee attack deals an extra 1d8 necrotic on hit when the damage target takes. And the damage the target takes for making an attack or casting a spell increases to 2d8. Both damage rolls increase by 1d8 at 11th, and then again at 17th. Wow.
So you do a melee attack that does a little extra damage.
This is Booming Blade, but better.
Yes.
Because Booming Blade needs them to move of their own free will.
This is if they attack or cast a spell.
Which they are going to do more than likely if you're in combat. This is fucking disgusting. Holy shit, my guy. You're insane. I'm curious what other classes are going to get these spells.
That is, yeah.
Because like Vengeful
also
Blade
Vicious
feels
Mockery
like
for the cantrip. First level spells, we have Bane, Burning Hands, Charm Person, Color Spray, Command, Detect Magic, Disguise Self, House Rebuke, Shield, Shield of Faith, Silent Image, and then Hell's Lash.
Hell's Lash is a first level spell for 1 action, 30-foot range, verbal, somatic, and material, 1 minute duration, evocation, con saving throw, and a fire damage type. You lash a whip of crimson energy at a creature you can see within range, creating a conduit between you and that target. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 4d4 fire damage and be tethered. A tethered creature takes 2d4 fire damage at the beginning of each of their turns. A tethered creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns, ending the effect on a success. For the duration, if the target is an interdicted creature, you can use your reaction to burn one of your seals on the creature. When you do, the creature must make their the creature makes their next saving throw to end the spell with disadvantage. Holy shit.
Yeah.
This is, I believe there's another spell that does like the whole chain thing. I believe it's Witch Bolt. This is Witch Bolt, but with a bonus. Because if you're using it with the Illrigger.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this a lot.
For 2nd level, we have Arcanist Magic Aura, we have Augury, Blur, Darkness, Detect Thoughts, we have Enthrall, we have Heat Metal, we have Hold Person, we have Invisibility, we have Lesser Restoration, Mirror Image, Ray of Effeminate, Scorching Ray, Silence, Suggestion, and then, of course, a new spell, Infernal Challenge.
Second level, 1 bonus action, 30 feet, verbal, 1 minute duration, enchantment, and charisma save. You offer a creature a compelling challenge. If you have no allies within 5 feet of you, choose one creature within range. You who can see and hear you. They must succeed on a charisma saving throw or answer your challenge and fight you. For the duration, you gain a +2 bonus to AC. The target has disadvantage on attack rolls against other creatures other than you. And the first time the target tries to move away from you on a turn, they must succeed on a charisma saving throw or their speed becomes 0 until the start of their next turn. Holy fuck!
So it's quite literally get over here.
This is compelling duel, but better.
Okay. Man, we're really getting in the thick of it.
Give me 1 second, Chris. I gotta go say bye to my uncle since he's taking off.
Okay.
If you want to just keep
Yeah,
reading.
I'm gonna read through these. Third level, we have Bestow Curse, we have Dispel Magic, Fear, Fly, Haste, Major Image, we have Phantom Steed, Remove Curse, Revivify, Slow, and the new spell, which is Moat of Hell, which I'll leave for Hazy to say.
Hello, I'm back.
And at fourth level,
Oh,
we
did you
have.
already do Mode of Hell?
I have not read it. I'm going to leave that for you.
Okay, Mode of Hell, third level, 1 action, 150 feet range with a 30-foot sphere. Verbal somatic material, 1 minute duration, conjuration, wisdom save, and fire damage. You manifest a pocket of hell. A 15-foot radius sphere of darkness, brimstone, and blasting heat appears, centered on a point within range and lasting for the duration. The cloud of hellfire echoes with the cries of damned souls that can be heard by creatures within 30 feet of it. No light, even magical light, can illuminate the cloud, and only creatures fully within it. And any creatures fully within it are blinded. The cloud wraps the timescape, making the cloud's area difficult terrain. A creature who starts their turn in the area takes 3d6 fire damage. A creature who ends their turn in the area must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 3d6 psychic damage as the voices of the damned crowd their mind. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm fucking loving this, dude. Okay, and the fact that it's like no light whatsoever can illuminate this thing, and you're blinded inside of it is nasty as hell.
Yeah.
Especially because you could combine this effect with like one of the wall spells.
This is basically darkness, but better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are downsides to this. With darkness, there are ways to see. There are like cool little features from certain classes that allow you to see through it as a player who cast it.
Absolutely.
With this, even if you're the one who cast it and you're in it, you're still blinded.
Yeah. So fourth level, we have Banishment, Blight, Compulsion, Death Ward, Dimension Door, Dominate Beast, Greater Invisibility, Hallucinatory Terrain, Locate Creature. We have Phantasmal Killer, and then we have a few new spells.
3 new spells here. Ooh, I get to read.
Aura
First,
of
we have
Desecration.
Fourth level, 1 action, self 30 feet, 30 feet sphere, verbal component, 10-minute duration, abjuration, con save, and necrotic damage. Life-defiling energy radiates from you within an aura of 30 feet radius. Yes, fuck off, Dad. I'm trying to read. Until the spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on you. Whenever a creature of your choice enters the area for the first time on your turn, or starts their turn there, they must make a con saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 46 necrotic damage and can't regain. Love you too, Dad. And can't regain hit points until the start of their next turn. On a successful save, a creature takes half as much damage and suffers no other effects. Wow. Okay. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
That one's fair. That like the closest thing I could say to that is like one of the paladin's aura thing.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. I'll read the next one in a sec. I just got to put this.
I think it's powerful because it's a 30-foot radius centered on you. Meaning if you move around, it moves with you. Right? As well as that, they're taking a I mean, they're taking a lot of damage.
I'll be honest. I think this is a spell you
Does it
take no
say
matter
that
what.
it's concentration?
No, it's just a 10-minute duration.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, no, I genuinely,
Oh, in
this
this
is a
case,
spell
unholy fuck.
I think this is a spell you take past the very start of your fucking turn and just go ham.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Mal-
like
maligned weapon.
malignant, something like that. Fourth level, for one bonus action, touch with a 30-foot radius, or sphere, sorry. Verbal and somatic, 1 hour duration, evocation, wisdom save, and necrotic damage. You imbue a weapon you touch with an infernal blessing. Until the spell ends, the weapon extinguishes any mundane source of light in a 30-foot radius. In addition, attacks made with the weapon deal an extra 2d6 necrotic damage on hit. If the weapon isn't already magic, it becomes one for the duration. As a bonus action on your turn while holding this weapon, you can end the spell early and cause the weapon to emit a burst of dark energy. Each creature your choice who you can see within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 4d6 necrotic damage and is frightened for 1 minute. On a successful save, a creature takes half as much damage and isn't frightened. At the end of each of their turns, a frightened creature can make a wisdom saving throw, ending the effect on themselves on a success. Ooh, that's a very unique spell.
Hmm.
I don't even know what to compare that to, honestly.
And then finally, Wall of Death.
Oh boy. Fourth level, first action, 120 feet with a 6 foot, 60 times 2 something? Hold on. I think I'll understand that a bit. Verbal somatic material, 1 minute duration, necromancy, con saving throw, necrotic damage. You create a wall you create a wall of necrotic energy on a surface within range. You can make a wall up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick, or you can make a rigid wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. The wall is opaque and lasts for the duration. Damn! It's fucking loud. Sorry, fucking family's watching Family Guy in the background, and just the music went off, and it was really loud. The
Oh,
wall is opaque and lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, each creature in its area must make a con saving throw. A creature takes 4d8 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. One side of the wall, selected by you, when you cast the spell, deals 4d8 necrotic damage to each creature who ends their turn within 10 feet of that side or inside that wall. A creature takes the same damage when they enter the wall for the first time on a turn or ends their turn there. The other side of the wall deals no damage. When a creature takes damage from the wall, you can use your reaction to gain temporary hit points equal to the amount of damage dealt.
holy
Holy
crap.
fuck. Yep, nope, that's insane. You know what's even funnier about that?
Hmm.
You know how I was talking about aura of not is it aura of what was it? What was the mote of hell? The mote of hell spell?
Mm-hmm.
Cast mote of spell with like 3 enemies in it and then wrap it around with a wall of death.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Oh, and then oh my god. Yeah, because then they're just, oh, oh, you twisted bastard. Yeah. Well, uh, that is the Architect of Ruin, and I mean, it's a third caster. It does a lot. It has a lot of good spell options.
It's definitely like it's definitely one of those characters that you look at and you go, I have options to build with.
Yes.
Like
Now,
if you want to do this as a damage dealer, you can. If you want to do this as
yes.
like support, you can. Like there are options for this dude, and I
It
like it.
gives a lot of options. It gives, like, you're not necessarily like a two box adventurer,
Mm-mm.
but I guess you could say spell box adventurer. You have spells, you have abilities at your disposal that
Yeah,
that vary, but can help out you as a player and your party in different ways.
yeah. I think it's useful.
Hellspeaker.
Mm-hmm. Let me finish my sandwich 1 second. Sorry, I made myself a PB&J.
Yeah, you're good. I'm just looking at the time, which we may end up having to do 2 segments.
We might. Next is Hellspeaker. The charismatic and manipulative Hellspeakers serve Moloch as they slip through the battlefield, coercing enemies into becoming unwitting allies. Moloch rules Styx, the city of lies, but his reach extends far beyond it. Hell's greatest politicians and diplomats rise to prominence through Moloch's subtle manipulation. They follow him with great loyalty, for they know they are nothing without him, and thus his power echoes through all of hell. Moloch Illriggers are silver-tongued enchanters, lulling his foes to complacency with sorcery and subterfuge until they wake and find themselves under the command of the Order of Desolation. These speakers train in the arts known as the Red Cant or Hell's Cant, by understanding their enemy and through weaving subtle sorceries into normal speech. Hellspeakers can make their foes feel, think, or do nearly anything to accelerate Hell's victory. Across the timescape, the Hellspeakers enjoy a reputation as smiling rogues and swashbuckling villains. An asset in any negotiation. Damn. Hellspeakers know that in a world of lies, the truth can be as potent as a weapon as steel. Content warning. This subclass has themes of mental manipulation and mind control. Before choosing this subclass, please ensure everyone at the table is comfortable exploring these dark and harmful themes. And as always, we encourage the ongoing use of safety tools and throughout your game.
I will say in that regard, because, for example, we have a one-shot potential campaign in the works, off stream, of course. And we do have players that are considering playing Illrigger, so that will
Hello,
probably
hi.
be yes.
Hello and hi.
Well, you may not be the only one. Which that'll be a rule 0, like going over like what actual subclass you guys are trying to play. Anyway,
That makes me, I'll be honest, that kind of makes me not want to play an Illrigger. I don't really enjoy playing a class when there's already someone of that class in it. It doesn't matter if we
well,
want to
it's not
play.
a guarantee, but people,
Yeah.
one or
Well,
two, were
if
thinking
if
things.
if someone else is interested in playing Illrigger, they can play Illrigger and I'll play something else.
We'll see.
But I
We
generally
still need
don't
to do
care.
a session 0, but yeah.
Anyway, precepts of deception. Hellspeakers swear an oath to Moloch when they join the Order of Desolation. By following these precepts, they infiltrate the farthest reaches of power and manipulate all under their influence. My voice is a weapon. Even when my enchantments fail, if my enemy can hear me, they are mine. Doubt is certainty. I need not convince my enemy, only sow doubt and wait for it to bear fruit. Trust me. For each lie I utter, I tell the truth tenfold. One who always lies says nothing. Never tell the same lie twice. An overused skill becomes too predictable. Keep moving, switch targets, keep them guessing. Next, Moloch's Blessing, 3rd level Hellspeaker feature. When Moloch accepts you as his Illrigger, you gain proficiency in the persuasion or deception skill, your choice. I'll be honest, saying that out loud, I feel like most of the time you're going to choose deception. But I can see why you would choose persuasion.
I can see both.
I can see both, but Flavor Fleet deception just makes more sense. If you already have proficiency in the skill of your choice, your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make with that skill.
So you get expertise, or is that
Yeah.
pre-expertise?
It
doesn't
count
say
as
expertise.
No, it doesn't count as expertise. So what this is saying is even if you have expertise, you add double your proficiency again.
That is busted.
That's really fucking powerful.
If you're multi-classing.
Yeah, like you could just multi-class into a bard or a rogue. Both of these just multi-class into a bard. That's insane. That's broken. You're never failing a persuasion or deception check ever again.
In addition,
your forked tongue feature grants you an additional language for a total of 3 at 3rd and 4th and 4 at 9th. When you speak in a language granted by this feature, your devilish influence is subconsciously felt by creatures who can hear and understand you. You gain advantage on charisma checks to influence those creatures.
Interesting.
That's really good. Honestly, I like this a bit more than Asmodeus's. Asmodeus's has some uniqueness to it, like, for instance, gaining advantage on insight checks and the fact that you gain the ability to read and write. But if I'm being honest, the read and write feature doesn't come up too often.
No.
This is really good. And it makes sense too. It makes sense that the talking subclass would get the really good effects for the speech stuff. Charm enemy, 3rd level Hell Speaker feature. When you use your bonus action to place a seal on a humanoid, you can attempt to charm them. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be charmed by you for 1 hour or until you or your companions do anything harmful to them. While charmed, the target regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the charm condition ends, the target knows they were charmed by you. When you use this bonus action, you can additionally burn 1 or more seals on 1 or more interdicted humanoids within 30 feet of you, attempting to charm those targets as well. After taking damage from the burned seals, each of those targets must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be under the same charmed effect. When you use this feature a number of times you can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of once, and regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Masked charm person is what this is.
Potentially.
And
Because you still have to put the seals on them.
And here's the thing. This is better masked charm person. Because yes, okay, you're going to take a few turns to put you're going to put a seal on the when you use it. And here's the thing, right? Here's the plus side to it. You go, cool, seal on you, seal on you, seal on you. Seal on you, bonus action, trigger that effect as I place it. Combine that with the fact that this is a damaging version of that spell. Now, this is just really good. This is just generally very good. Next is Invoke Hell. 3rd level Hell Speaker feature. You gain the following 2 Invoke Hell options. Honey Sweet Blades. When you make a weapon attack against an interdicted creature, you gain advantage on that attack. No action required. If the attack hits, it becomes a critical hit. Don't ever let me multi-class into this with Rogue.
Yeah.
Because that's because crit affects the sneak attack bonus.
Yes.
Free advantage for dude. Oh, I would this with. Oh, thank you. This with auto critting on Strahd. Yeah, your Strahd's dead.
Turncoat?
Turncoat. As an action, you wield your manipulative tongue against your enemies. You choose a number of enemy creatures up to your proficiency bonus within 60 feet of you who can hear you. Each target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or use their reaction to make a weapon attack against a single target of your choice. A creature affected by this feature cannot attack themselves. Okay. So basically what this is, so you've been given 2 options. Honey Sweet Blades is single target bonus. Turncoat is group effects. I like this. I like these Invoke Hells a lot better than Asmodeus's. I'm starting to think this is my class. This might be my
second. I think it's very powerful. It definitely does a lot in regards to using your voice to power stuff up. At least so far from what we've seen.
Yeah. Sorry, give me a second.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the time.
I was messaging someone. Milok's Interdictions, 7th level Hell Speaker feature. You learn the following additional interdiction bonuses, blah, 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 blah. We know. Red Cant, 7th level. When you make a charisma check, you can expend a seal to treat a d20 roll of 9th or lower as a 10. Okay, combine this with your just double expertise in persuasion or deception, you would literally never fail. Holy fuck. Slippery Ploy, 13th level. When a creature targets you with an attack, spell, or other magical effect, you can place a seal on them as a reaction and force the creature to make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or effect. Oh. Incontrovertible. 18th level passive. Interdicted creatures have disadvantage on wisdom and charisma saving throws. Huh?
Wait, where are we at? Sorry, I was messaging some.
Incontrovertible. 18th level passive.
Interdicted creatures have disadvantage on wisdom and charisma saving throws. So basically, creatures that you have seals on have disadvantage on your wisdom.
Or yeah, any creature you have sealed is just cool. I'm almost guaranteed to hit you with my charisma based effects.
Yes.
Which is basically all of them. This is really fucking good. Ooh, wait, actually, Incontrovertible combined with Turncoat is really good.
Yes.
Because you can basically guarantee all your enemies to hit each other. I like that. Intransigent. 11th level Hell Speaker feature. You and each creature of your choice within 11 feet of you are immune to the charmed condition while you are conscious. Oh. That's really fucking useful because the charmed condition comes up a lot in campaigns from what I've seen. Let's make a deal. Yeah, Chris, let's make a deal. 11th level Hell Speaker feature. You can offer your allies a deal at a price, of course. As a bonus action, you choose one willing ally within 60 feet of you who can hear you. Once within the next 10 minutes, the creature can choose to gain advantage on one attack or saving throw they make and can add in a bonus equal to your proficiency bonus to the same roll. If this attack hits or the saving throw succeeds, the creature gains temporary hit points equal to your ILLRIGGER level. If the attack misses or the saving throw fails, the creature has disadvantage on the next attack roll or saving throw they make. This disadvantage cannot be canceled out with advantage in any way. A creature can strike only one deal with you at a time. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. You regain any expended uses when you finish a long rest. That's really interesting.
Yes. Yes, it is.
That's such a unique effect, and I really like it. Dude, reading this, I want to use this subclass so bad. I'm loving this. Quid pro quo. 15th level Hell Speaker feature. You can whisper to the legions of hell, ensnaring enemies and calling allies. As an action, you can attempt to banish a creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, the target is banished to the wastes of hell for 1 minute, after which they return to the unoccupied space nearest to the one they left. A target banished in this way can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns, ending the effect early on a success. A creature who succeeds on a saving throw against this effect becomes immune to your quid pro quo for 24 hours. Additionally, when a target is banished in this way, a devil jurist from MCDM's Flee Mortals or a horned devil from the core rules appears in their place. This devil acts as an ally to you and your follows your command until the banished creature is no longer banished, at which time the devil disappears. Once you successfully banish a creature in this way, you can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. Oh, that's very useful. So basically, you get to keep using this effect over and over until you've actually banished someone.
Yes.
I like that. What the fuck is a devil jurist?
It's a
creature
from it's a creature from MCDM's Flee
That's
Mortals,
from
which
Flee
I
Mortals,
don't believe I have.
Yeah, I'm floating over it. I don't have it. I can look at a Horned Devil though, since that's part of the core rules. Horned Devil, 22 strength, 17 dex, 21 con, 12 int, 16 wisdom, 18 charisma. Yikes. 18 AC, plus 7 initiative, 199 HP, 30 feet of movement speed with 60 flying speed. CR 11. Resistances, cold.
What's the
immunity.
monster? Devil Jurist?
Horned. No, I'm going to the next one, which is the alt one, which is the Horned Devil. Or are you just looking up Devil Jurist?
I'm trying to see.
DEVILJURIST.
It's not popped up in here. What the heck?
Horned Devil. Immunities. Fire, poison, and being poisoned. Senses, dark vision 150 feet, passive perception of 13, languages infernal, telepathy 120 feet. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's $40. No, thank you. So,
Yes. Okay. Honestly, I really like it. It's a powerful subclass.
I
It
agree.
definitely, honestly, like I was definitely seeing some synergies inside Asmodeus, but this class just feels like it's built to synergize on itself. This subclass is a self-synergizing.
Now, I have a question, Hazy.
What's up?
Do you want to call it here and then we do the last three as like a part two, technically part three if you want to count the Illrigger baseline class, like tomorrow?
Let's see. Today's Saturday, right?
Yes. Because I'm
Okay.
looking at the time and I do work tonight.
If we do it tomorrow, it would probably be a little earlier in the day.
That's fine.
No, we could probably start it around the same time we did today because because again, Sundays. Um,
Or should I do Sanguine Knight, then we do Painkiller and Shadow Master, and then talk about our opinions on the class as a whole?
fuck you, Fox. I just checked the message he sent.
Oh yeah,
Someone
they
check
sent that a
Hazy
while ago.
Eats on stream off the bingo card.
Which I
God
didn't
damn it.
say. I appreciate the daily house, by the way.
Oh. You know what the funny part is? That's very accurate. I do eat on stream a lot.
Same.
It's not even just your stream.
You know
Your stream.
what?
I
I
do
will
that on my stream.
do. I'll do Sanguine Knight. We can do Painkiller and Shadow Master tomorrow, and then we talk
Um,
about.
Here, no. How about we do Shadow Master together now, and then we'll do Painkiller and Sanguine Knight tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. We will jump ahead to Shadow Master. Do you want to start or shall I?
I will.
Okay.
Hidden Assassins of Hell. Shadow Masters serve Belial. Yeah, Belial. And excel at stealth and disguise. Belial rules Gehenna, the city of darkness. He strives to rule hell through poison, torture, and assassination. His Illriggers strike from the shadows and use deception to earn high-ranking positions close to powerful rulers. Many Shadow Masters run networks of spies and assassins who have no idea of the infernal provenance of their leader. Shadow Masters are sworn not to reveal their true allegiance, and if need be, they must take their own lives to fulfill this oath. Many Shadow Masters prepare elaborate plans for their own assassination so that, should they risk discovery, their assassination obscures the truth. Of course, these killers never learn they were hired by their deceased target.
Interesting. Fun little flavor. I like it. Precepts of Shadow. Shadow Masters swear an oath to Belial when they join the Order of Desolation. These precepts commit them to serve Belial's foes as allies before revealing themselves as enemies. Plans within plans. My enemies must never discover my true goals. If needed, I will sacrifice myself to protect my schemes. Positions of power. I control everything from the shadows by knowing who to deceive and where to hide it in plain sight. Power and patience. I study my enemy and methodically build their trust. My loyalty must be unquestionable, so my inevitable betrayal is unthinkable. Hesitation is failure. Though I usually rely on agents, when the opportunity presents itself, I can unhesitantly kill with efficiency and precision. Very interesting.
Give me 1 second, sorry. Sanguine. I'm writing a note so that way we know which ones that we need to do tomorrow.
Yeah, Sanguine Knight and Painkiller.
Painkiller, yes. Because I'll forget and then I'll be
I'm gonna
pissed
go
off.
up to Painkiller real quick to take a quick reminder as to what the fuck this is. Okay, this is like the heavy. Okay, Painkiller is like the heavy character.
Marked for death. Third level Shadow Master feature. You are particularly skilled against foes you mark for death. You have advantage on your first attack against an interdicted creature on each of your turns. Okay.
Very interesting.
So basically, you put a seal on someone and you have advantage on the first attack against
Okay,
one of them.
so again, don't let him multi-class into rogue.
Yes.
Yeah. Strike from the dark, third level Shadow Master feature. You understand the power of striking from the shadows. Once per turn, when you hit an interdicted creature with a melee weapon attack and you have advantage on the attack roll, you can roll a number of d4s equal to your proficiency bonus and deal extra damage equal to the total you rolled. This damage increases by 1d4 if the target is in dim light or darkness. Holy fucking shit. Do not let them be a rogue.
Do not let them multiclass.
Dude, combine that with dude. This is literally just this effect.
Yeah.
If I had taken just 3 levels into ILLRIGGER during AJ's campaign, holy fuck!
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I had an effect that put enemies into dim light.
Invoke Hell. Third level Shadow Master feature. You gain the following 2 Invoke Hell options. Master of Disguise. As an action, you can cast Disguise Self spell without expending a spell slot. Okay. No Escape. As a bonus action, you can call on the shadows to entrap a creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The target must make a charisma saving throw made with disadvantage if they are in dim light or darkness. On a
Okay.
failed save, the target's speed is halved and they can't willingly move more than 30 feet away from you. This effect ends for the target if you are incapacitated or die, or if the target is more than 30 feet away from you.
So weirdly enough, this is starting to feel like a character who would love to multi-class into Twilight Domain Cleric.
Yeah, yeah, I could
Like
see that.
so many of these effects are getting bonuses from being dim light or darkness, which I think is very funny because you could also very easily, like if you wanted to, dip some levels into a caster class to just grab the darkness spell.
Yeah.
Okay, Belial's interdictions. You learn the following additional interdictions. Yep, read that. I'm not going to read parts that are just
Yeah.
repeats of old things. Veil of Lies, 7th level. As a bonus action, you can expend a seal to become invisible for 10 minutes or until you attack or cast a spell. I like it. Very useful. Hell's Assassin, level 13, passive. When you roll a 1 or 2 on a die to determine the damage of your seals or your weapon attacks against interdicted creatures, you can re-roll the die and must use the new rolls. Wow, that's powerful. Like, normally effects only say whenever you roll a 1,
Yeah.
but the fact that it's 1 or 2s, that's insane. I wonder if you could combine this with Great Weapon Mastery.
Probably. Like
Probably.
the thing is, which is flavorfully nice, is they are like think head of the Assassin's Guild, right?
Yeah.
They're this hellish like spy essentially, and no one knows that they're a hellish spy. They even plot their own demise if they get found out, and they use the power of hell for their subterfuge as well as literally like stalking their prey.
Okay.
Like this is
Holy
nuts.
I'm gonna be honest, Chris. I'm just realizing you don't even have to fucking dip into a subclass. This thing gives itself its own fucking darkness at level 18. Dark Malediction, level 18 passive. Interdicted creatures radiate darkness in a 10-foot radius. Mundane sources of light cannot illuminate this darkness, but creatures with dark vision can see through it. If any of this darkness overlaps with an area of light created by magic or psionics, the overlapping area of darkness is illuminated by the light. That's insane.
Interesting. The power
Hmm.
of darkness. In testing, we found that many believed dark malediction was intended to blind someone. While this may certainly work for some enemies or help assassinate someone without being seen, the true reason for this boon is so the Shadow Master can deal extra damage with their strike from the dark and doomed to the Shadow's
Doomed to the Shadow
feature.
Seeker.
With Dark Malediction, a Shadow Master of 18th level or higher deals 8d8 damage each turn against an indicted creature with their strike from the dark. Not too shabby. As a bonus, this boon gives a creature disadvantage on the saving throw for no escape, an invoke hell option, making it challenging for an assassination target to escape.
You want to talk about fucking synergy?
Yeah.
Umbral Killer, 11th level Shadow Master feature. Shadows are your companion. Aiding you in your exploits, you gain the following benefits. You gain dark vision up to 60 feet. If you already have dark vision, its range increases by 60 feet. Very nice. Your movement speed increases by 10. Yikes. You had advantage on dexterity stealth checks made to hide. When you make a dexterity saving throw, to only take half damage from an effect, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, then half damage if you fail.
Okay.
Doomed. Wow,
Do
that's sorry. That's
you're good, buddy.
Umbral Killer is cool. Here's a bunch of fucking rogue effects for you.
Yes. Doomed to the Shadows. 15th level Shadowmaster feature. You have perfected your Assassin's Strike. The extra damage from your Strike from the Dark feature increases to a number of d8s equal to your proficiency bonus instead of that number of d4s. And you deal an extra 2d8 damage if the target is in dim light or darkness instead of an extra 1d4 damage. In addition, when you deal damage using Strike from the Dark, you can use your reaction to burn a seal on the creature, causing them to be blinded for 1 minute instead of dealing the seal's damage. Holy shit.
This is such a flavorful class, and I fucking love it. And I
Yes.
think, in my opinion, one of my favorite aspects that you can flavor so easily is the seals.
I
Just
agree.
like being able to picture them in whatever way you see fit is amazing.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, so far we went over Shadowmaster, we went over Hellspeaker, and we went over Architect of Ruin. So far, what is your favorite subclass from this?
Hellspeaker.
Hellspeaker?
Hellspeaker is so much fun. Just
I
it's
like
one
all
of those.
three.
I think all three are fun. I think all three have their uses.
I'm
I'll
gonna
be
be
honest.
honest.
I've the only spellcaster class, like pure spellcaster class that I've ever
Mhm.
really enjoyed playing is Warlock,
Okay.
and and that's not what Archetype of Ruin is doing.
Yeah.
Architect of Ruin is kind of filling the role of like generic spellcaster, wizard, sorcerer, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. I think it's good, and I think it's very useful in the right situations, in a lot of situations, honestly. But I definitely have a preference for Hellspeaker.
I agree.
Shadowmaster is very fun too. If I had to put them in a ranking order, it would go Hellspeaker, Shadowmaster, Architect of Ruin.
Okay.
That
But
list
yeah,
may change once we do the other two.
yeah,
We'll
it
see.
could change. I will say
What
we're
about you?
gonna call it
No, no, no,
well,
no, no,
let's
no, no,
see.
no, no.
Okay,
What?
okay.
Give me your opinions on them first.
Let's see. I like all three. I'm gonna be honest. In accordance to what I want to play the most, so far, I'd say oh, I'm kind of tied with Architect of Ruin and Shadowmaster. My inner rogue really wants to play Shadowmaster. So I'd say Architect of Ruin, Shadowmaster, then Hellspeaker. Now
Okay.
things could change with Painkiller and Sanguine Knight when we go over it. Hopefully tomorrow morning.
I will be honest.
Um,
I do think Architect of Ruin is probably going to remain at the bottom of my list,
that's fine.
but I do think it's very good. Also, I'm just realizing there are fucking items for the Illrigger.
Oh yeah.
We have
Oh
to
yeah.
go. We'll go after. I think we'll skip the new spells since we've already kind of covered them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
tomorrow, once we do those, we'll also cover the retainer things, which I think is cool, and
Mhm.
then the items.
Well, so tomorrow we'll go over. You'll go over Painkiller. I will go over Sanguine Knight. Right.
Yeah.
We can take a look at the items, take a look at the retainers, and give our opinion of the class as a whole. There is some other third-party classes again that
We could cover.
we could definitely cover, but I believe that would end our discussion on Illrigger. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And
Especially
yeah,
through some very extended episodes. It feels like.
yes, yes. Again, this is part two for the Illrigger stuff as a whole. It is part one in regards to the subclasses. Hazy, where can they find you?
Yes, of course. I am Hazy the Warlock. I'm Hazy the Warcrimes Warlock. You can find me here on Twitch under Hazy the Warlock. You can find me on Instagram under Hazy the Warlock at Warcry. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Also,
You
real quick,
okay?
are you certain they can hear us when you're on ending screen?
Yes.
They can. Okay. I wanted to make sure. Sorry. On Instagram, you can find me under the War Crimes Warlock, or Hazy the War Crimes Warlock. I think you can type either one in Instagram. I don't know. On X, it's the War Crime Warlock. And finally, if you wish to add me as a friend, you want to get to know me, I'm always down. Add me on Discord under Hazyfire 0182.
Gotcha.
What about you, buddy? Where can they
And
find
for
you?
me, you could find me on both Twitter as well as Instagram at Allurgus_gaming. That is ALURGUS_gaming. As well as on YouTube and Blue Sky, you can just find me at Allurgus. We also have, you can find the podcast as on Spotify, Howling at Night, or you can type in Howling at Night or Night Howlers Network on YouTube, and then the Instagram is Night Howlers Network. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, see y'all later. Bye bye.